Welcome guys! Today is Stardew Valley versus Harvest Life, where I will be pointing out and highlighting the differences for anyone who is interested in playing this game because they love Stardew Valley and are just a little bit tired of it. Let me cover Harvest Life and what it has to offer. Now, straight off the bat, there is no mining, so we will not be talking about that in any way because it just doesn't have that like Stardew Valley does, or anything like that. First off, let's talk about farming. So farming in this game is pretty simple. You don't have to pay for seeds, you just automatically have carrots, cabbage, I think, beets, pumpkins, and tomatoes. And you can pick from those to plant. Now those are the only things you plant. That's the only options you get. So obviously there are way fewer options, but you do not have to pay for the seeds. And normally, I would tell you that these things, these irrigators, these little sprinkler systems are incredible. They will water all of the surrounding plots, like all of them. Like, let me just show you with the mouse here. All of these ones that surround it, it will water, including the one that it's sitting on. So you don't lose any space by using them. However, these things will randomly stop working for 4 or 5 days at a time, and to be honest, these have not really come back on, which is super disappointing because they're so amazing and it would be great if they just worked regularly. It is so annoying. So yeah, while this game may have much better and easier to obtain sprinklers, they don't work all the time, which sucks and kind of makes them the most annoying part of this game. However, you can hire employees. And let me just step in here, show you what your employees can do. And this is obviously something that Stardew Valley does not offer, so yeah. You can have your employees refill food and water bowls for the animals. Or they can be a shepherd, and what shepherds do is basically just pick up the eggs and milk the cows. Or you can have them be farmers, in which case they will water and collect anything that needs it that day. Or you can have them fish, which is pretty straightforward, and then the generator produces electricity, which makes it possible for you to create more animal food. That's how you get your animal food. You don't have to produce it in any way. It's just, yeah, you use electricity to come over to this little machine and produce it using a carrot or beet. So yeah, super, super simple. And that's pretty much all I have to say on farming. I would say, if the sprinkler systems in this game worked all the time, I would say I would prefer this farming more over the Stardew Valley one, but they don't. So obviously Stardew Valley wins in that essence. Now let's talk about the animals. You can have 3 types of animals. Chickens, as you can see, and cows, and then of course little piggies. Now the pigs in this game provide you with absolutely no resources, except the fact, ignore these very messed up fences, except the fact that kids will come and ride your pigs, and you will get gold every time that they come through and ride said pigs. So yeah, that's all the pigs do for you. Which, yeah, it is actually a good amount of gold. I would definitely suggest that you invest in pigs. Now, as you can see, these gates are very, very messed up. That is because there is no tile in between them. One was put on this set of tiles up here, and the second set was put down here, and the game just keeps messing it up. And sometimes it will be correct and will sit the way it's supposed to, and then the rest of the time it will just be open like this, and my animals will wander away. And yeah, once your animals get loose, there is no way of getting them back inside that pen. Okay? There's no real way to get them back in there. They're just out. Which kind of sucks. Now, you will see rabbits randomly wandering around. You cannot do anything with the rabbits. They're just there. So yeah. When it comes to animals, I would definitely have to say that Stardew Valley takes the cake again. Simply because, while these animals are cute, and they do produce very, very well, like you don't have to pet your chickens or your cows for them to like you and produce for you. You just have to feed and water them. However, when you have to milk a cow that happens to be standing on top of another cow, it is near nigh impossible to milk said cow. Which is why I actually hired one of my employees to specifically do that, because they have no problem milking that cow, but I could never, ever get the milk from that cow. It was just a beyond annoying... It was just a very beyond annoying situation that I had to deal with for a while until I hired my employee. And obviously the employees take X amount of gold every day. Now, while we're talking about animals and what you can produce, I do want to point out that this warehouse is stocked full of a lot of different items. You do not get to choose what you sell each day. People will just randomly come up and buy things or make orders from you. So yeah, I do actually appreciate that part of the game. It's a fair bit more realistic than just being able to sell whatever you happen to have. So I do like that part of this. Now, let's move on to the fishing. This is how you fish. And you'll see here that you cast it, just like you normally would. Slightly different from Stardew Valley, but not really. And once you catch one, you have to do the exact same thing as in Stardew Valley, this is significantly easier, by the way, simply because the controls are so clunky for the game that, I don't know, it's like the bar has more weight to it than the Stardew Valley one was. But yeah, no, you can only catch one single type of fish. Which, yes, fishing becomes super boring after a very short period of time because of this. It is just really, really annoying, to be honest. That being said, while we're still sitting here on the farm, let me show you one more thing that I think will find very interesting for some of you. You do get significantly more space to utilize than you do in Stardew Valley, because you have all this space down here. You can clear these away, erase them effectively, and put whatever you want down here. So yeah, it does have a leg up on the fact that it does have more space than Stardew Valley does, but yeah. There are two more things we need to talk about, the first being relationships, and the second being fighting. So we're going to start with relationships, just because we're right here. This is who I decided to, quote-unquote, marry. You get two choices in this game, the post-woman or the post-man. And let's be honest, it's not worth it at all. There aren't really any cute, genuine interactions. There aren't any look into their lives as you get to know them. It's just, here's some chocolate, let's go on a date, one date, give you a bunch more chocolate, and suddenly you do this. You stand in my house all day, all night. Like, honestly, if I were to go to bed right now, he's just standing there, doing absolutely nothing. He doesn't go to work. He doesn't help on the farm. Stardew Valley definitely wins in the relationship setting. Beyond the fact that even if we aren't talking just love and marriage, you can't really get to know any of the other townspeople. There isn't any relationship building that can happen with them. And yes, the only thing you can give one of the significant other options you have is chocolate. That's it. You can't give them eggs, you can't give them fish. You can only give them chocolate, and the only way to get chocolate is to buy it or spin the Wheel of Fortune every day in hopes that you win it. But yeah, no. It's really not worth it and very unrewarding, especially because this game does not have a marriage scene or even a marriage shortcut. It's so unrewarding. That would have made it all worth it, even though they didn't give the characters backstory. Now let's move on to fighting. There is no mining capabilities in this game, but you can fight these wolves. There is a random bear or two that you can fight, but yeah, no. What you really pretty much end up fighting is just these wolves. And these wolves are, well, as you can see, pretty much all you do when you encounter a wolf. If I happen to encounter one, come on, wolves, where are you? There was one. You just slash. There's no dodging. There's no blocking. You just slash and hope that you get them. And now you may have looked at that and thought it was easy, but I will mention that I have upgraded my sword all the way up to 10, which is the highest it can go, and yeah, that's why it only takes 2-3 slashes to get him. So yeah, there you have it. What the? It's like, what are you doing out here? But yeah, as you can see, there's no option to have any kind of relationship with any of the other townspeople. So yeah. Anyway, there you guys have it. This is Stardew Valley versus Harvest Life, and Stardew Valley completely takes the cake in every single field. Every single one. This game honestly just feels like a cheap knockoff of Stardew Valley, and it's sad, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. Harvest Life versus Stardew Valley. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys choose Stardew Valley over Harvest Life, because let's be honest, both of them cost the same amount on Steam. You might as well just stick with Stardew Valley and not bother with Harvest Life, because there isn't very much to this game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments below.